is going on, everybody? Back again with another episode of Broad Street Bulls, Season 1, Episode 10. Now we are in the double digits. I am one of your co-hosts, Jeremy Horwath, along with always next to me, George Ryder. First of all, there's so much stuff going on, but before we get into everything, George, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I feel better with a bat that's
Look at
not
us.
named.
Look
Yeah, it's like
look at
diamond
us.
ball, really.
It's
I feel I feel better with a bat.
yeah,
Feel better with a bat that's not named Odubel Herrera. Yeah, here we are.
here we
No
are.
good center fielder, but bullpen is the same.
Different. It's a little
To
bit
me.
different.
Yeah, to
But
me.
with so much stuff going on, because it's crazy how the timing of everything happened. We all know baseball is back. You see it in our title. You've seen it all weekend. Free agency has already been going not as nuts as I thought it was going to be in the MLB, but still just crazy stuff happening. A blockbuster trade already, and a bunch of different signings happening all over the league, and so much more to come. We're not like there's still so many more big name guys out there. So the MLB, this is going to be a lot of MLB talk. Both of us are very big baseball guys. Moving on, we will start bringing out Diamond Talk episodes, so that will be more of the baseball focused ones. We'll still talk about it a little bit on here, but this is gonna be a big baseball show. Other than that, I mean, Sixers are on right now. You got Embiid versus Jokic right now. Right now, as I'm seeing on my screen, I might be a little bit behind because I'm on Hulu. But right now, it's 61 to 57 Sixers.
Yeah,
I'm caught up. All right, maybe I'm
yes,
actually caught up right now. So
nice.
Sixers are up right now. And then just so much stuff going on. The NFL's in free agency. Eagles made a huge signing, which we'll get into later. The Union won on Saturday. That's 2 wins straight. We'll get more into that too. Just everything is happening. So much to talk about. And we're only here for an hour for you guys. So we're going to try and jam pack everything into it here for you guys. Before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe. Comment down below just thoughts on the entire show. If anything that's happening, we'll be sure to bring it up for sure. But the thing that me and George are most excited about, that we've been just craving for literally ever since the last World Series game, has just been baseball. Ever since they took their month-and-a-half long vacation and not to make a deal so that baseball can come back and we can get free agency started, they finally came back. This is our first show since baseball has been back. So we have to show our excitement. You see, I got the Phillies hat, the Phillies jersey. He got the Phillies jersey over there. We're repping it already. We are so excited. And a lot of teams are making a lot of moves. The Phillies have not been one of them. Now, this could all I'm gonna take a step back approach. There's still opportunity out there. There's still big name guys out there that Philly is linked to. So if nothing's happening so far, but we come out with one of these big name signings like a Chris Bryant, like a Nick Castellanos, like a Kyle Schwarber, that's a success. So even though it didn't happen yet, I mean, Chris Bryant's a Scott Boras guy. I mean, he'll hold out until opening day. That's something Scott Boras can have him do because he's going to get the money that he wants. So a lot more can happen. Don't overreact to what's been happening so far. I know there hasn't been big name guys being signed to the Phillies yet. It's fine. Don't sweat it. I mean, I have a lot of faith in Dave Dombrowski. Reports have come out that Middleton has not given Dombrowski the okay to go over the luxury tax. But with the new threshold, with the contracts we've already signed, we're still looking at about $35 million before we hit the threshold. Mm-hmm. That's plenty of money.
It's a lot of money.
That's KB money. That's Shore money. That's Castellanos money. So things can still happen. It's only been a weekend. There has not been a lot of big name guys gone. So just relax and we'll see if something can happen. Something good that has happened. We know we need bullpen guys. We lost out on Archie Bradley, Ian Kennedy, and Hector Neris. As you can see, Dave Dombrowski, I mean, he's doing what he really can. He's getting guys that can at least help this team. There's not really big name bullpen guys out there, but he's going out. He's getting these 1-year deals. First report to come out, Jerry's Familia, 32-year-old 1-year deal. Again, it's stuff the Phillies do. We sign older guys to 1-year deals, but it can pan out. Familia is really isn't that bad of a player, has great movement on pitches. So first of all, George, I want to get your reaction first. Your reaction to Jerry's Familia. I know it's not nothing special, but do you like the deal?
1-year deal? There's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal.
Nah, right.
We know Familia all too well.
We do. We really do.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind facing him usually. So, he has, he's 32 years old, 1-year deal, 6 million. He has high velo. Throws like fastball, sinker, mostly combo.
Mhm.
Probably gonna be your seventh, eighth inning guy. That's usually where he was sitting at like last year.
Yep.
3.94 ERA last year, 59 innings pitched, 72 Ks, 29 walks. He'll have 10 homers, blew 6 saves. That's just typical of him, but he's not going to be in your closing role. Don't
Not
have to
gonna be
worry
our
about
guy.
that.
Yeah.
I was fine with it. It's not it's obviously not a name that you look at and it's like, whoa, like this is big, but
Right.
it's depth. Like
It is.
what does this bullpen need? It's depth, and like you just said, pretty much, there's a limited amount of names on the market that you can
There
grab.
is.
Brad Hand and Familia, they were 2 guys that they were names. They were
Yeah,
names.
exactly.
They're guys that have high velo. I love a pitcher that can throw fast. I love how Familia can
Have to.
give you 97 sinker, fastball, little combo. Like that's great. And for a
Yeah.
7th, 8th inning guy, I'll take it.
His
I will.
sinker, his sinker is absolutely filthy.
Yeah, the
So
movement
that's
on.
something I'm gonna be excited to see.
Yeah, exactly. Like the movement on it is great, and he doesn't walk a ton of guys. Strikes out much more than he walks.
Yeah.
I was happy because obviously sitting on their thumbs, and we were very nervous.
Mhm.
Watching trades happen, watching guys go, watching teams around us get better.
Yep.
So getting Familia, getting him when we did, it was a good time. I'll take it. I will 100% take it. I'm not a big Familia guy. Obviously, never have been. Especially when you watch him on the Mets, it's like
Yes.
I've seen Familia give up a lot of big hits against Phils, which is
Yeah.
surprising. But
That was also him in a very closer heavy role, going out
exactly,
there in big
yep,
time situations, which he
yep,
won't be taking on.
no,
Looking back at Jerry Familia's just stat line over the past couple years, if you just look at his years, he's really only had one bad year in his career, I would even say. And
mhm,
I know it was 2019. It was, and it wasn't. He had a 5.7 ERA. Other than that, he's had one other year we had over a 4 ERA. And I'm not expecting him to come out here and be like back in 2016 when he was an all-star pitching a 2.5 ERA. I'm not expecting anything like that. And when he led the league in 2016 in
in
saves with
saves, yeah,
51,
yeah,
I'm not
no,
expecting anything like that. But even just like you said, last year, a 3.94 ERA, had a 3.71 in that shortened season.
mhm,
And before that one bad year, he pitched a 3.13 ERA, a 4.38, a 2.55. Good ERAs, decent whip sitting around the 1.3 range. It's a decent guy. Don't get too excited about it, but that's another thing. When I want to compare these signings to the guys last year.
yeah, that's
The,
exactly what you have to
this
do.
is this is the comparison to Ian Kennedy, I'd say. I'm taking Familia over Kennedy in this situation because Kennedy struggled in that closer role. He blew a lot of games multiple times, even last year just for us in the second half of the season.
Mhm,
And now Familia won't have the pressure of having to be that ninth inning guy. I don't think he's even going to be in conversation to be one of those guys. So I think it's going to work out really well. It's not going to drastically change the team, but I like it. I like it. It's just a much needed guy, experienced guy. I like adding some older guys in there. I think someone like he can really work out with Sir Anthony Dominguez.
yeah,
Both he can be some sort of mentor to hard throwing guys who has good movement on their pitches, just needs a little bit of control. Again, that's another guy that can just help him in that bullpen because Sir Anthony is the guy that's taking these step up for us this year. The other signing that also happened for the Phillies, we signed a left-handed relief pitcher, Brad Hand, a guy that I wanted so bad last year. Oh, I couldn't
I
even
feel like
tell
he's
you
been linked to the Phils, like,
for years. He's
forever.
been linked because
Yeah,
he's been around the entire NL East. He's been in Miami. He's been in Washington. He was just with
he
the
was on
Mets.
3 teams in
He was
2021.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah. What was it? Washington, Toronto. Yeah, Washington,
The
Toronto, and the
Mets.
Mets. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's been all over. When you go and look at his stats again, a guy that I really wanted last year. He had a 3.38 ERA last year, and that's one of his worst years again. Of course, we don't want the worst right now, but it's a good left-handed guy. We haven't seen a left-handed guy in the Phillies bullpen. The sad part is the last one I can think of, besides Ranger Suarez for a time last year, was Adam Morgan, which I hate even bringing up his name.
I
But yeah,
convinced
it's
myself he'd be an all-star, like,
oh, I was so on board.
for
I
a
was
year.
so it was terrible. That's just what us Philly fans do. But having a good left-handed guy, he can fit a really good setup role. He was a close.
Yep.
He's the guy that can probably even contend for a closer role. I don't want that. If that's what it comes down to be, I really don't want that. But
Mhm.
he's a guy that can. He can go out there and get the job done every once in a while. So again, a really nice signing. Again, just like you said, there's no bad 1-year deals. 1 year, only $6 million. It's not bad. I like it. He could help this team. If he starts playing bad, fine. Let him go. It was $6 million. That's nothing to this to MLB owners at this point. So I'm excited. I like both signings. What is kind of your reaction to Brad Hand? Do you think that it makes us like better than last year's bullpen, or yeah, like
Uh,
where you kind of at with it?
so yeah, obviously I just said there's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal.
Of
This
course.
was kind of an overpay for Brad Hand, but I mean, that's kind of what you have to do when you desperately do need a lefty in the bullpen, and there's no really big names out there. So 64 innings pitched last year, 61 Ks, 26 walks.
Hmm.
Usually like fastball slider heavy type of guy.
Very
30
slider heavy.
Yeah, very slider heavy. He's 31 years old. Obviously, he's not what he used to be. He used to
No.
be much better than he was. It seemed like in 2021 he was just very hittable. Like he didn't bats just seemed to find the ball and when he
Mhm.
was throwing, which is not great. There's not like a ton of upside for a 31-year-old that was hittable last season, but if if he can be just like decent, like we're not even asking him to be a great reliever. We just need
No.
he's our lefty guy. He just needs to be decent. And like you said, in situations where Knable is not ready to go for a game, you can put Brad Hand in the closing role if needed.
Yeah.
He's closed before. And I guess that's the same thing with Familia. Like you have three guys that if somebody's tired, if you're a regular closer, which it should be Knable, I assume.
Right.
I that's what it
I'm
is.
pretty sure it is, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said he was gonna be, but they're gonna have, like, a competition, but
they
it's
do that
looking
with
like it's gonna
everything.
be it should be him,
Yeah.
and if he can't go one day, it's you got Brad Hand, you got Familia that have closed in the past. Familia, led the league in saves in 2016, so, like,
Hmm.
obviously, that was a long time ago,
Right. It
but
was 6 years ago, but still, he has
yeah.
the capability.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, so, like, he has the experience, and I like the Brad Hand signing, it just didn't it doesn't blow me away,
Right.
and I feel like they're done with the bullpen. It seems like we're gonna go in like this. I guess now we kind of just feel out overall thoughts. Like, is this bullpen better than last year? Because I don't. I feel like I was talking to my friend Steve earlier, and he put it in a good term. He said it's a very like feels very lateral. And that's just what it feels like. I couldn't put the word on it. It feels lateral. It feels like we didn't get better, we didn't get worse, and time will tell if we got a little bit better or a little bit worse. I feel like that's the situation we're at. I don't think this bullpen has the capability to be
Dominant.
like a top. I
I
don't even
don't
want to say
like
like
that.
a top bullpen. Like I don't know. Let's say like we would love to be like a top 14 bullpen.
Yeah.
I don't think this bullpen is top 14 bullpen
Look,
at all. Top 15 bullpen, like, I don't know. I find it hard to, like, convince myself that Hand, Familia, and Knable are an upgrade from Neris, Archie, and Kennedy. And I know what you're gonna say too, and I definitely agree with you. Archie was very Kennedy
yeah,
sucked. I agree with you. It's just I think Brad Hand and Familia
they're kind of on the same level.
I like them, and I think there's a chance that we have a
Yeah.
decent years from like good years from them, like good seasons from them, even one of the two. But they both also have potential to just be like, that sucked.
Yes.
Like this
Yeah.
is that sucked. But well, I don't
I
know.
got you.
Obviously, time will tell, but I'm not sold on these moves. I like overall. I think these are moves that Dombrowski had to make, and I don't knock him for making them at all. We needed a lefty, we needed depth, and we got both of those things and two guys that have a pretty good track record of their career. So, like
Mhm.
overall, I'm happy. I just don't know if it's an upgrade.
Yeah. And kind of my point on the whole bullpen situation. When you look at it, the way that you build a bullpen is mostly homegrown. You see guys Josh Hader. They had to bring him up through the farm system, and he came out really well. It's not easy things to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Phillies have not done that. That is very plain, and there's nothing that Dombrowski can't do anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the best he can do is go out and get these guys. The second best way to build a bullpen is you got to take chances on these guys and just hope he has a good year. Compare it to the 2017 Eagles. We didn't have a great homegrown team out of nowhere. You know what I mean? We had a lot of one-year guys that came in and played really well, and they won a bowl. And when you look at this team, and I'm not saying that these are moves that are going to make this a World Series team, but if these one-year guys come out and they come, how do we know Familia? He's 32 years old. Brad Hand's on the older side. Familia is 32 years old. Say Familia comes out, lights out, pitches amazing. He can earn himself a 3-year deal worth a lot of money. He really can.
And Brad Hand is also a year younger than him. He's 31. So,
I thought Brad Hand was like 36.
He feels so older. He feels like I've known him so
again,
long.
So these guys, I know it's a cliche thing to say, like, oh, like a 1-year deal, like you got to go out and try and earn it, like earn what you can. But that's how these guys think. That is their mental attitude. Like they want to go out and make more money. The way to make more money, play the game better. And they're going to come out here and try to play the best baseball they can. These guys in the past have been dominant relievers. Mm-hmm. Familia, like we said, led the league. It was a former All-Star. Brad Hand's a 3-time All-Star. I actually saw Familia when I was looking at Baseball Reference. He actually was 17th in MVP in 2016. Really? I don't know how he even got ranked there, but he was there. Exactly. He was there. But these guys have been good in the past, and it's not even like they're bad anymore. How I view it, and I know we're comparing average guys to slightly less average guys, So it's not going to be a huge difference.
It's just the Phillies.
The 3 guys that we have now in the bullpen compared to the 3 guys we had last year, I think all 3 of them are better than all 3 of the other guys. So I'm going to say it's an upgrade. Again, I've said it a million times already this show. It's nothing that is just going to drastically make this an amazing team, but it's better. It's an upgrade. I'm still putting so much faith in Dave Dombrowski. So I'm excited to see what else can go on. I like the bullpen. And other thing that's really been happening in the offseason, made a terrible signing. And that's one thing. The Phillies came out. We lost. Andrew McCutchen is no longer in the outfield for us. He actually just signed a deal. 10 minutes before the show, we started texting about it. Yeah, he's in Milwaukee.
He's a Brewer.
Yeah, heartbreaking, but we do not have a left fielder right now.
That's going to be pretty fun. Let them just throw that out there. Yeah. Brewers are fun. That's a fun squad to be.
They are. Our center field situation is an absolute nightmare, and this situation, while it might make it slight, I don't even know what to say slightly better because the other options are so bad, but it just, in my eyes, it makes the team look so bad. The Phillies have signed Odubel Herrera back to a 1-year deal. Just like, remember how you said that there's no such thing as a bad 1-year deal? There might be.
This is a bad 1-year deal.
This is the one bad 1-year deal.
Bad.
He's not a great player, but he's just even worse of a person, which really sucks. And the fact that we went back and just signed him already, it kind of just makes the team look bad, especially for a guy that's not talented at all. It's just at the point where it's just like, hey, we're just doing it because why? I mean, it seems like we were trying to get Odubel out of here because we weren't allowed to for out of baseball reasons, and we finally had the chance to. And while, yes, we didn't get his player or his team option for $17 million, we declined that, but we still got Odubel Herrera. He still might not make the final team. He's fighting for a spot on the spring training roster. So we'll see how it happens, but I'm sure he's going to find his way onto the team and get some at-bats. But that outfield situation is just a nightmare right now. And that's kind of why when you're looking at options for the Phillies in the offseason, it's a lot of outfielders, or at least guys that can play the outfield. So it's very interesting what open day is going to look like. Right now, what I have heard, Dombrowski actually hinted in it when they announced the Odubel thing, is that they might start looking at a Matt Vierling, Odubel Herrera platoon in center field. That's terrible to hear. Like, it's not what I wanted to hear.
It's gonna suck.
I'm hoping that's not what it comes down to. Vierling, yeah, cool story and everything, but the guy, hits piss missiles, hits balls hard as hell. It's not going to stay that way. He's really just not that kind of player.
I don't need him to start for my
No,
team for
not at all.
2
Sure,
games.
have him
But
as a bench bat. I don't care. But yeah, so that whole situation is a complete nightmare. Kind of wish we didn't have a Double, but what are you really going to do? What kind of guys are you looking for in the offseason? I know we want those big name guys, but what's some outfielders that could really fill out this team and help this team win?
dude, there's 3 guys that we're staring at. It's freaking Schwarber, Castellanos, or freaking Bryant.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not actually sold on like Bryant being an everyday center fielder, but
No, I don't want that.
yeah, and obviously Castellanos can play center field, but like, dude, you can afford any one of those guys, and when it comes to the center field position, like if you can get Castellanos in there, compared to Odubel and Veerling,
He's such a bad fielder, though. He's so bad.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, he is a bad fielder, and we're out of the race for Kiermaier. We're not getting Kiermaier, and there's guys out there that you can gun for. It's just if you're looking at a name that's gonna jump out at you and that the fans are gonna love, Castellanos is right there. And
he'd have a field day in CVP.
the worst thing about because like this, obviously they ignored the center field position until very late, and it's like the Mets went out there and they signed freaking Kana from the A's, and if like that's a guy in center field that you could have plugged in right away, and it's like, okay, we're rolling, and then we can go focus on maybe getting freaking Schwarber or Chris Bryant for the infield or somebody along those lines, or a Story even, if like obviously Stott and all, but like someone like Kana would have been freaking perfect.
It would have been a great addition.
Yeah, like obviously the cost of Hand and Familia was pretty much like pretty much that. So I don't think they would have done both, but that would have been something that would have helped like a lot. And they ignored the center field position just way too long. And now here we are with Double and Veerling platoon. And
that sounds so terrible.
Yeah, it just sucks. Signing Odubel back was pretty embarrassing. Just being
I was upset when I saw it.
Yeah, like Twitter was just like all around sad and mad. Like, this sucks. About to be like, what's going on right now? It just
sucks.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Center field position is very scary to look at right now. I'm not excited to see a platoon of that. If we have to watch that all season, it's not something that's gonna be fun. People are gonna get very mad, very fast. Like, it's what is your confidence level in signing one of these guys? I'm just we can afford them, man. Like we can afford one of them.
So I am actually on the opposite side of most of these Philly fans. If you look at Twitter, you look at any groups on Facebook or anything you're on, they got no faith in this Phillies team. They really don't, and I can't blame them. But we have not had an actual off season with Dave Dombrowski yet.
Yeah,
I have so much faith in Dave Dombrowski, and it feels good saying, because I still don't have faith in Howie Roseman. I mean, before Daryl Morey, I did not have any faith in Daryl Morey, really, and he was questioning before this Harden trade. Dave Dombrowski was the one guy that I could say, okay, I have faith in at least one of our GMs, and I still do. A lot of people are still doubting him, which is fine, but I really do think he's going to come out. I have confidence we're getting one of these guys. I don't know which one. I know we've seen reports Kyle Schwarber is heavily linked to Toronto. Chris Bryant is linked to Colorado. Nick Castellanos is all over the damn place. But that's going to be with any free agent. That's been all over the place. That's fine. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? There was also, before James Harden got traded, reports that we didn't even know if he wanted to leave or not. And look what happened. He did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the reports are out there to get views and clicks and everything. I have faith in Dombrowski. Bryce Harper wanted JT Realmuto. Got him in a heartbeat. It's completely fine. Bryce Harper wants Chris Bryant. If Chris Bryant wants to come here at all, the Phillies are on board now. I fully believe that. The Phillies want Chris Bryant. The fact is, if Chris Bryant wants to come to Philly, and I'm sure he wants to play with Bryce, does he want to come to Philly? Does he want to be the everyday third baseman in Philadelphia? Because it would be a longer deal. So it's not an easy decision. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to go play with one of my buddies. That's really not how this works. He's not going to go to Philly just because Bryce Harper's there. You know what I mean? There's so much more to it.
Yep.
But I know I have full belief that the Phillies are in on all of these guys. I
Yeah.
think that if Harper didn't want Chris Bryant so bad, wasn't fighting for him so bad, and if Chris Bryant wasn't budging, I think the Phillies would have already had Chris Bryant or Kyle Schwarber or Nick Castellanos at this point. I think something the Phillies are doing, and no, I have no source, or this is just my idea, is that they want Chris Bryant. And if the other guys are signed before Chris Bryant, whatever. I think they're all in on Chris Bryant. I think that they're trying to make their MVP happy, and Chris Bryant's going to help this team win. I have confidence that we are getting one of these guys. I don't know which one I want the most because they're all at different value price-wise and how long the deals are and everything. I don't care which one. Give me one of them. I have confidence it's going to happen. Opening day, we're going to have a new outfielder. One of those 3 stars are going to be in that outfield with Bryce Harper.
Okay.
I have full confidence.
And like you said, dude, there's news everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like Chris Bryant is heavily linked, like very big pursuit for Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Harper was very heavily pursued by the Dodgers.
Yeah, he was. And Manny Machado was very heavily pursued by the Phillies.
Very heavily. Scott Boras,
you know what I mean?
Scott Boras. He knows his shit.
He does. He knows
and
exactly what he's doing.
If we know one thing about the Phillies in the offseason, they move in silence. They always do. You don't hear shit. You don't hear anything.
Honestly, the Bryce Harper Phillies thing wasn't even that big. You know what I mean? He really wasn't huge. You know what I mean? Like, he was one of, like, the top teams, but you were hearing every day. Like, Manny Machado and the White Sox were every single day.
Yeah, Manny to the
every
White Sox.
day.
Yeah. Yep, every single day. Manny to the White Sox. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was huge. And and John, they were like, oh, they signed John Jay. So and Manny Machado's like,
yep,
sister is like married to John Jay or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that means he's gonna go there. Like,
they're like, oh,
stop.
they signed his family member.
Exactly. Like, stop that. That's not it's not happening.
No,
so
that's not how it works.
I have so much faith in Dombrowski. Am I gonna be let down again? Possibly. And I know I'm just the old heads are gonna be like, oh well, I remember when I used to think that way. That's fine. That's fine. I lived longer. That's fine. I have faith in Dombrowski. I really do, and I think something's gonna happen this week. It has to, because I mean, we got less than a month until opening day, so they got to get in here. There shouldn't be any big names left by the end of this next weekend. No. This week, everyone should just be gone. So I'm excited.
I hope it doesn't drag out. I want to know where everyone's going. I just want to know where I'm excited to get this shit rolling. I want to wake up and just have like Kyle Schwarber to the Phillies on my phone, tweet it at 4 a.m. or something. Like, guys, just end it. Just end it. Bring me someone. Let's freaking roll. Let's just roll.
And
I'm ready.
And I know I told you, but I gotta say to everyone else, I'm going to opening day for the Phillies against Oakland. Opening day, I'll be there. Already took off work for it, even.
Oh yeah.
And the day right after on Saturday, we are also going to the game. So I'm going to. I don't even remember the seats I just got, but first game, opening day, first base side, right next to Harper, 4th row. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
nice.
dude, great seats for opening day. So it's my first opening day ever. I'm so hype. So it's gonna be a fun one. It was supposed to be the home opener, but since the games got pushed back, it's now opening day, like first Phillies game of the year.
Yep.
So
that's even cooler.
Yeah, it's way cooler. So it lockout kind of actually worked out for me in the end.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
So that a lot of other baseball stuff, but I didn't realize we were going to talk Phillies for 30 minutes. That's kind of what just happens. Diamond Talk episodes are going to be starting soon. Me and George will be talking about this, of when the next show is going to come out. It's going to be season 2 at that point. We had a lot of shows last year. We were every Thursday at 3:30. It's not going to be that this time around. Both of us are kind of booked at that time. So we will find a day, but at least once a week we'll be doing that. Still gonna be doing twice a week Broad Street Bouls. That does not mean that this is ending every Monday and Friday night at 9 p.m.
Yep.
That's staying. We'll see what's going to happen with Diamond Talk. Got to figure it out with the DSM media guys because still have so many shows. New shows still being added. Cole Thompson was added to the DSM. I've seen him on TikTok for a long time. Kata Hot, I know we talked about him too. He's over here too. Them two guys are starting a show together. I'm pretty sure that starts this Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So make sure you guys are tuning into that. So much stuff going on DSM. So we will have Diamond Talk soon. That was our favorite show to do. And now we have a couple shows together now. So me and George are killing it. Dropping lots of content for you guys. But getting away from baseball a little bit because I didn't realize we talked for that long about it.
I mean, we could touch real quick. The teams around us got better. Nelson Cruz to Washington.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, 1 year, 15 mil, and then I kind of wanted to hit on thoughts on the Matt Olson trade because the Braves. Dude, I don't see Matt Olson is fucking awesome, but
he's great.
Instead of just re-signing Freeman, they traded their 2nd, 3rd, 9th, and 14th best prospects. So they traded 3 top 10 prospects for Matt Olson and let Freddie walk instead of just re-signing Freddie. I am, I guess, okay with it because I don't have to see Freddie Freeman destroy the Phillies anymore. Which is awesome. That is
that's great. But
I'm not gonna like to see Matt Olson here. But if I were the Braves, dude, I I would have just tried to heavily pursue Freddie back.
See, that's what kind of gets me thinking though. Maybe at the end of the day, Freddie didn't really want to come back to Atlanta. Maybe he
move on a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe he wanted to move on, and maybe he told Atlanta that, and Atlanta's like, "All right, fine. Well, we want a first baseman. We loved having a superstar first baseman." And that's what kind of worried me about the Braves too. I didn't know if they were going to be able to come back as strong. Olsen is not Freddie Freeman level, but he's fantastic.
His defense is
his defense is fantastic, but the power that man has, he's a guy that can hit third deck in CBP. I'm telling you right now, he's going to hit a couple third deck bombs in CBP. Now I won't see Matt Olson then on opening day, and who knows if we'll see Matt Chapman. Might see Chapman on the Phillies at that point.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I hated that deal. I hated that if that would happen. They want about these top guys.
They want a top prospect.
Yeah, I'm not down with that. I am not down with that at all. So again, and that's another reason why us Philly fans are not very happy with Dombrowski, because all of the divisional teams around us are getting much better. And I get it. We're here signing these 1-year deals with relievers. That's fine. But if we make this huge Chris Bryant signing, everyone's going to shut up. And no one's going to say anything. And everyone's saying, just sign Chris Bryant already. Has anyone else signed him yet? No, so he's not signing yet. It doesn't matter what deal you're giving him. He's not going to sign yet.
Not ready.
No. So give us some time. If this is what we end up with, if this is our final team, let loose. Let loose on everyone. I have so much faith that's not what it's going to be like, though.
No.
I have so much faith. And I've never said that about the Phillies before.
I think KB or Schwarber will be here by start of season, I'll say. I don't know.
I'm saying next week.
Next week.
By this time next week, when we are talking about when we're on Broad Street Bulls, the title will be Chris Bryant or Kyle Schwarber is a Philly. I have so much faith that's going to happen. I have so much faith.
I love the confidence. I'm ready.
You ready?
Fucking bring them to me, man. Let's go. Let's run this shit.
I cannot wait for this Phillies season. I hope all you guys are excited too. Hey, we were over 500 last year. We were actually second in the NL East. I know other teams are getting better, but I really do have faith in. I have faith in the team. Still have faith in Girardi. Still a Girardi guy, by a hair.
By a hair.
But I'm still on the good side of Girardi. I can't wait to get more DSM members guys on it too, because I saw them in the group chat going crazy, totally insane. The only one trying to fight for the Phillies was Dylan. Dylan, I respect it, man.
Yeah,
I respect it, Dill.
Dylan was really heavy. Dylan was heavy.
I love it.
I was even on the lower side of that. It's like,
oh yeah, I came with the Akata Hot on here because he was going crazy in there. he was going nuts in that group chat. So we'll be sure to get a lot of other DSM guys on here. Some of your favorites from the
get some reactions.
Shows. Yeah, get some good
Maxey banging a 3. This is a very close game for the Sixers, 92 to 89 right now.
Yeah, see, so I am behind.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. That's terrible. Yeah, did I just see Boogie Cousins shoot a 3? Probably. Yeah, I did. He just made a 3. Wow. Yeah, see, I'm behind. So yeah, and that's kind of going to transition us into next because we're already 35 minutes in. We like to say around the 45 to 50-minute range.
You just made another 3, by the way.
Who, Maxi again?
No,
Oh,
Cousins.
Cousins? Oh my god, dude! Like, why is that a thing?
He
It
banged
shouldn't be
2. You said
allowed.
that, and then I was like, "Wait, he's hitting one right now."
Oh god, see, Boogie Cousins. Oh, what was? So we're tied at 92 now. Yeah, there it goes. Boogie.
There it is.
God,
Mhm.
filth, filth. But looking at the game tonight, right now, it's tied at 92 in the fourth quarter with about 8.5 minutes left.
Yep.
When I look at the box score, I haven't watched much of the game, but I do know I saw Embiid was
Embiid's
having a good
cooking.
night.
Embiid
Yeah,
is Embiid is
Embiid is
cooking.
cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so which is
Embiid
very
in
good to
28
see.
minutes has dropped 29 points, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line, shooting 9 of 16. And then you look over at James Harden, already has a double-double in 31 minutes, has 18 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, so close to the triple-double range, shooting 4 for 9 and 1 for 4 from
Mhm.
3. Maxey dropping 15, shooting 5 for 10 in 34 minutes. That man is not taking a break. He's been out there. And then just Tobias doing his normal thing. Matisse Thybulle getting his shots in whenever Harden's on the court. Looking like a pretty bad night from George Niang, shooting 1 for 8, which is 1 for 7 from 3 with only 5 points. Sucks, but also seeing DeAndre Jordan out on the court, 3 points, 6 rebounds, shooting 1 of 6 in 12 minutes. DeAndre Jordan is always the guy I'm going to be looking at for the rest of the year now because he's filling in for Drummond.
Yep.
So yeah, a nice close game, and this is all about Jokic versus Embiid. Let's be real, the 2 MVP candidates. 2 years straight now that this is happening. But if you look over at the Nuggets box score, Jokic, I mean, he's not having a great night right now. I would say Embiid has the up on him during this game, but he's still having a fantastic game. In 28 minutes, has 19 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, really close to the triple-double mark. Again, shooting 7 of 14 and 1 of 2 from 3.
Mhm.
It's really just him and Will Barton's having a night too, shooting 19 at 19 points. But that's really about it. We know they don't have Jamal Murray playing, so that's really just that's just their other star. So a good game. I know everyone was excited about the MVP matchup. A lot of hype for it. There's just so much other stuff going on in sports that it was hard for me to even keep track of. Like I really didn't even know that it was Embiid versus Jokic until about 4 o'clock today.
Really?
Yeah. There's so much other stuff going on, and I know you're
Yeah.
not a wrestling guy, but even wrestling stuff is happening like crazy. There's just and March Madness is starting. There's
Yeah,
just so much stuff going on.
I've seen a lot of people hype about the video game. It might be because
Oh, it's great.
maybe because I like your TikToks too, but I get them a
Maybe,
lot. I get them a
dude.
lot.
I've been playing it nonstop. It's
It looks
insane.
really fun.
It's fun. It's fun. But yeah, just so much stuff going on. But this Sixers team, kind of what I want to talk about with them, they had a great start with James Harden.
Oh,
Great start. First, 4 games, 4 or 5
5
games?
games, 5
5
games,
games, was it?
5-0.
And we haven't had a show since that Nets game. We're not going to talk about that one for long. We're not. Ben Simmons got his booze. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm actually happy with the Philly fans. They didn't go too crazy. Didn't make us look too bad. So he got his booze and everything. That was whatever. But the Sixers got embarrassed against the Nets.
Yeah.
And there's one game that I wanted to win so bad. It was that one.
Mhm.
It was a heartbreaker. It was I did somehow watch the full game. Don't know how I managed to stay watching it. I wanted to turn it off, but I just couldn't do it. Too much of a game, we'll just say. But they just been kind of falling off. They barely scraped the win over the Magic. What was that,
Yeah.
last night or 2 nights ago?
Last night.
Yeah.
Or back to
So
back tonight, which is a good sign that they're
yeah,
relatively close, I guess.
yeah. So am I a little bit worried? Yes. But nothing too much. Like these bad games are really just going to happen. We all still relax a little bit. Don't overreact to it. I know how us Philly fans are again, but George, what is kind of your reaction to how the Sixers have played as of late?
Yeah, that Nets game was it was fucking rough to watch.
It
Harden played
was.
Harden played like shit.
Yeah, he played
It was
bad, like straight
everyone.
up bad.
Yeah, like everyone pretty much. No, like Embiid played pretty well. Actually, Embiid played very well. He had
Yeah.
27 and 12, and he didn't even step on the court in the fourth quarter. So,
Mm-hmm.
like 100% will take that. I think Harden shot like 3 for 17, which is
Yeah.
holy shit.
He only dropped
That's
11
bad.
points, right?
Yeah, but dude, like I think I think Harden said it best himself, and I do agree with him. I don't think it's something that's like dumb to say. It's like we needed that. Like
Mhm.
you have to lose that bad. They got fucking embarrassed, dude.
And it
Like
sucks happening against the Nets, though. But
yeah,
again, just like you said, it might help them even more.
yeah, revenge factor, dude. We're like we still want to beat that team. And Ben Simmons, like he didn't get those boos like we thought he was gonna. Like
No, not at all.
when he's on the court, it's gonna be a lot worse. But Kevin Durant's fucking unstoppable.
He's fantastic.
Kyrie Irving is fucking incredible. Obviously, one of them are going to be unstoppable every single night.
Yep.
So Embiid and Harden, one of them have to be unstoppable every single night.
Which usually they will be.
Yeah, if we're talking 7-game series, which at least one of them will be. And
Yeah.
it was a blowout. It was really, really bad.
Really bad.
But do we expect the Sixers in a 7-game series, we'll say, to shoot 25% in the first half and shoot 31% for the entire game? And do we expect the Nets to shoot 56% every
Right.
single game? No. It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Things are gonna level out. That's one game. It's such a dumb thing to say, but it is. It's just
It is.
one game.
It's right.
You're allowed Harden, like players sometimes play like shit. And when you're a guy like James Harden who doesn't really play like shit, and your first 5 games you played like a god and you fit perfectly, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And you can do that. I'm not worried. When it comes to playoff time, they know. They've 20 games left. 17, 18, 19, whatever. They
Around that range.
Yeah, they have a lot of games left to play with each other, and they look good. And they look good. As long as they're healthy, East is open. The Nets, yeah, they're scary, and I feel like a lot of people underrated them, I guess. Like, I was confident we could beat them in a series just because I didn't think it's just hard when Ben might have to be on the floor with Embiid at all times. You might have to guard him. It's just like in Philly, hack a Ben. Situations are gonna come up where it's like you'll see how the series is gonna play out, but that game sucked. I still feel fine. Like it's one game, and that's the easiest thing to say, but it is. This team is really good. The Sixers are a really good basketball team. We're one of the best basketball teams in the NBA, and it's just
Still are.
It still are. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's one game. We're on a back-to-back now, losing to the Nuggets, but Embiid's going nuts, and so is Harden. And this team looks good. And actually looks good. It's like 20 games left, man. It's all gonna these games are all figure out where we're gonna go in the regular where we're gonna seed at. It's gonna be top 3.
Yep.
And we move on. We go into playoffs. Regular season, it's fine. We can lose games.
Yeah, I agree. And you look at the schedule coming up now. On the 16th, we're in Cleveland against the Cavaliers again. After that, you got Dallas at home, Toronto at home, and Miami at home. After that, still the Lakers, Clippers, Suns, the schedule, the Bucks. The next easy game is the Pistons. I mean, you can say the Lakers if you really want, but I mean, LeBron's always capable of dropping that 50 again, like he did the other night out of nowhere. It always comes out of nowhere. But a lot of good games, a lot of games that we could be seeing in the playoffs. So I'm excited to see where the Sixers team can go. Most successful team in Philly right now. So we'll see how the rest of their season goes. So I'm excited to see the rest of them. Right now, the Sixers are they're down 103-97 right now, if I'm correct.
You are correct.
If
6
I'm
minutes.
yeah.
6 minutes left, down by 6.
Yeah. So hopefully they can pull it out. It would be a huge win over Denver, and I just want to be able to have that Embiid over Jokic factor. Will always make me feel better in any way.
Yeah, a win here would be big. A win in Embiid, he has 31 right now. Like a win and him just dominating tonight is pretty big for the MVP case.
Yes, it would be awesome. It would be awesome.
Pretty big. Yep.
So yeah, hopefully
we can touch real quick. Haason Reddick.
That's exactly what I was going to go to next. Eagles actually made a signing, and it was a linebacker.
A big one.
A big one. I don't know if we're going to draft a linebacker in the first round anymore.
Yes.
Who knows?
Or you can.
Maybe it leaves room for a quarterback. What happened? Whoa. Before we talk anything about that, but the Eagles made a signing for Haason Reddick. He was on the Panthers last year for a 1-year deal, and before that he was in Arizona. Correct?
Yep.
Arizona, right? Haason Reddick over the past 2 years, 23.5 sacks. 23.5 sacks.
Yep.
How many players have more sacks than that in that time period, George? Guess.
1?
4. 4
Ah,
other guys. I'm pretty sure. I didn't look at the names, but I'm pretty sure I can think off the top of my head. It's probably Aaron Donald, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt. Yeah, I think there's only 3 guys actually.
that makes sense.
Pretty sure it was those 3. He's been tearing it up. He actually had, what was it, a 5-sack game?
Yeah.
Insane. But the deal is 3 years, $45 million with $30 million guaranteed. The deal could be worth up to $49.5 million over the 3 years. Based on incentives. I love the deal. He's very versatile. Because what the Panthers try to do with him and why his numbers were actually lower last year, they just put him as a D end. That's what they did with Haason Reddick last year. That's not the kind of player he is. He's going to be a guy that goes through his different zones. Then he's just a good blitzer from the linebacker position, not as an end. And he still played well at the end spot, just not as well as he does at a linebacker. Still decent in coverage. He's going to be that big guy, great run stopper. So I love the signing. It might take away the linebacker in the draft. It might not. We still might get a guy like Nakobe Dean, and now we have 2 great linebackers.
Yep.
So Haason Reddick's only 28 years old. We probably have his 3 years of his prime right now. So it's the time. It's the time to get a quarterback.
That's it. Yeah, no, that's the same thing I thought. Huge signing, huge. You desperately needed a linebacker. That was a really big priority of yours going into the off season.
Yes.
You get one, and you get arguably the best pass rusher on the board for free agency, for the entire free agency. And obviously, that's going to cost money. That's fine. We have the money. Pay him. Pay the man. He earned it. He's a Temple alum. He got drafted. Got drafted in Philadelphia. He's got ties here
from Camden.
Exactly. He's got ties here. He's from Camden. He's happy to be here. It seems like, like you said, 23.5 sacks in 2 years. That's ridiculous. And
nuts.
It takes a lot of pressure off us having to maybe try and find a young linebacker in the draft. Like you can still take one, sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad either. It just takes a lot of pressure off you, which is awesome. This is a signing that when that dropped, it was like, oh, this is what it feels like to sign like a big name, like not Familia, not guys
not Familia,
like Haason Reddick. This is cool.
Yes.
Like so, free agency's popping off in every sport. It's really cool.
It's crazy. So much stuff is happening.
Fun time. It's a really fun time.
It is. But I'm sure we'll get a lot more Eagles talk in. As long as there's more crazy stuff. I mean, more crazy stuff is going to keep on happening in every sport. But if Eagles news drops, we're going to be on it just like that. I mean, we've talked so much Eagles on this show already. That's what it is most even based around. And then it led into Sixers, and now it's just everything happening. But we are already at the 48.5-minute mark. But real quick, since we haven't brought up the Union, real quick, 2-game win streak. They had a draw in their first game. Since then, they've won 2 games straight. They did beat Montreal 2-1 a couple Saturdays ago. Montreal still doesn't even have a win yet, though, so that's not the.
Speaking of Montreal, I was at the Montreal game on Saturday, Yankee Stadium.
Were you?
Yeah, dude, big soccer guy.
Oh, are you?
And nah, but it was really fun. MLS soccer is fucking awesome.
It's great. It's great.
It was really, dude. NYFC, that team's good. And they put up 4 goals. Shout out Parcero. I gotta start watching some MLS.
Yep.
That was really fun. I'm gonna hit a Union game soon. It was cool.
Yeah. You and me gotta get one going. Pro Sheeples
sure.
Union game. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then also on Saturday they did beat San Jose 2-0. So another good game out of the Union. I know the goals were from Gazdag and Corey Burke. Burke had another goal because I know he scored the first goal this season, and everyone was like, what is going on? So Burke is already starting off well. So excited to see where this Union team can go. We got 2 really good teams in Philadelphia sports right now. Eagles are on the come up. Flyers are on the come up. Or not Flyers. Sorry, Phillies. Not Flyers. Not Flyers.
You said Flyers, and I was like, what is he talking about?
I meant Phillies. Did not mean Flyers at all. They are the worst team in Philly right now, which is terrible to say. Sucks. But 50 minutes in, a lot of jam-packed show, so much more going on. We are here every Monday and Friday night at 9 p.m. Diamond Talk's coming soon. Me and George are going to be figuring out a time a day that we will be doing it. We'll be doing post-game shows for the Phillies at times whenever we are both available. So much content dropping soon. Make sure you guys are tuning in. Shows 7 days a week here on DSM Media. I know I think it's called the Grease the Pole Show with Kataha and Cole. So I know their show, I believe it's Wednesday at 5 p.m. Make sure you guys go over there, show them some love. And trending in the AM every morning. Faithful Fanatic, Scotty Talk, so much. Yeah, they're starting the AM right there. They're coming before. So much shows all over. So make sure you guys are tuning in. We're here every Monday and Friday night at 9 p.m. Hit the subscribe button. Links to all socials are down in the description below. So make sure you guys are going under there. We got merch, so much merch coming out, so much stuff going on. So make sure you guys are pressing our link trees down there. So that makes it really easy. Press the link tree, check everything out. But thank you guys again for all the support. Support has been fantastic. 10th episode of Broad Street Bulls just happened. We're looking to keep it going and going and going. Right now I have it at season 1. I don't know if it's even going to be seasons at this point. It looks like we're just going to keep on going with it. So we'll just see as more time just keeps on going and going. Thank you guys so much for the support. George, before we go, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get ahead of it before our next show. Chris Bryant, welcome to Philly.
Welcome to Philly, Chris Bryant.